Crypto debit cards can be a great way to stack your cryptocurrency of choice with your regular spending, but only if you use the right card for the job. I foolishly signed up for the Fold card without researching all of the other options, so now I'm doubling back to identify the best crypto debit cards out there and whether this type of card is worth it in the first place. My criteria for selecting the cards I looked into was pretty simple. First, they had to be available in the US, and by that I mean actually released and shipping out right now, not any cards that are just coming soon. Of course, as debit cards, these are cards that you will have to preload with fiat or crypto to spend. I don't want to spend my Bitcoin or other crypto assets because I want to acquire more of them, so using a crypto debit card to spend crypto seems counterintuitive. My plan is to load one of these cards with stablecoins using fiat for my bank account, and then use the card to earn rewards in crypto. So without further ado, here are the 5 crypto debit cards that I found to fit this criteria, ranked by my personal preference. First, or last on this list, is the Crypto.com Visa card. They advertise up to 8% back on your spending, which would be awesome if it weren't so difficult to get. Crypto.com has a tiered system for their debit cards, with higher tiers earning higher crypto back rewards, in addition to some other perks. Depending on your tier, you'll get between 1% back on your spending and the maximum 8% back on your spending. The problem is, it's really tough to get into those higher tiers. To be eligible for anything beyond the basic 1% back card, you'll have to stake the native CRO token. And while staking will pay out a 10% APR rate on your balance, you have to lock those tokens up for 6 months, which I think is pretty aggressive. And the obvious issue is that the staking requirements for the higher tier levels are incredibly high for the average user. Staking $400 of CRO will get you to the 2% back level, and $4,000 will get you to the 3% back level. Already, 2% back isn't huge, and staking $4,000 in their native token is a big ask just to get 3% back. I find the other levels to be practically unattainable, requiring either $40,000 staked for 5% back or $400,000 staked for 8% back. However, topping up the card is simple, as you can make an ACH bank transfer directly to your card balance. It's also important to note that the spending rewards are paid out in the CRO token right to your app, so you'll have to trade it into another cryptocurrency if you'd like to be rewarded in a different asset. Realistically, I don't find these rewards to be worth locking up hundreds or thousands of dollars. And it's not the only thing I dislike about Crypto.com, which you can learn more about in my previous video. Next on the list, and not by much, is the Voyager debit card. Small disclaimer that this one is still in early access, so while it is shipping out to some users, it may not be instantly available to everybody. The reason I don't really care for this one is because it doesn't give you any crypto back rewards for spending as a basic user. Instead, you simply earn 9% annual rewards, paid monthly, on your card's USDC balance. I do appreciate the simplicity and the focus on spending USDC and not other crypto, but this essentially just becomes a high-yield cash account without any other benefits. My problem with this is that it will come out to less than 1% per month in rewards on your rotating balance, whereas I'd rather earn a few percent back on the money I'm actually spending. If you want to earn rewards on your spending, you'll have to participate in the Voyager loyalty program, which also gives you boosted rates on the USDC balance. Like Crypto.com, this is done by staking Voyager's native VGX token, which is done for you automatically when you hold them in the app. There's no minimum holding period, but you do have to meet the minimum balances. The price of the VGX token has been a little volatile lately, so we'll estimate the following USD value requirements with a token price of $1.75. The base tier requires 500 VGX tokens, approximately $875, which increases your USDC rewards to 9.5% and is expected to pay 1% back on your purchases in VGX tokens. The middle tier requires 5,000 tokens, approximately $8,750, netting you 10% rewards and 2% back on your purchases. The highest tier requires 20,000 tokens, approximately $35,000 at current prices, and gives you 10.5% rewards on your USDC and 3% back on your purchases. So again, we have a situation where you have to hold a ton of the native token to earn any meaningful rewards. The 500 token requirement isn't too extreme for the base tier, in my opinion, but that still only gets you 1% back on your spending, which I know we can beat elsewhere. This may be a fine option for earning on your stablecoins, as they're paying some of the highest rates currently available in the space, but not for earning crypto rewards on your spending. Next is probably the most confusing card on the list, and that is the Fold Bitcoin Rewards card. There's a lot going on here, with 3 different ways to earn Bitcoin through the app. I'll break down each of them separately, with most of the focus, of course, being on the debit card itself. The first way to earn is through purchasing gift cards in the Fold app. Once you've created your account, you can purchase gift cards for a curated list of retailers, each offering varying levels of cash back. You can purchase these directly with a debit card, credit card, or even Bitcoin, getting an instant Bitcoin back rebate depending on your method of payment. Typically, traditional cards offer the lowest percent back, followed by Bitcoin payments, and then the Fold card, which will give you the highest rates, usually 7 or 8%. They do have a decent selection of retailers, but in my opinion, they're not places I shop at often enough to use the feature. Furthermore, the rewards are usually pretty bad unless you spend Bitcoin, which again I don't want to do, or use the Fold debit card, which is your best bet if you want to take advantage of this earning feature. The second way to earn rewards is through the daily prize wheel. This is updated regularly, and at the time of writing, it was offering rewards surrounding the Bitcoin 2022 conference in Miami. You had the chance to win passes and other prizes, including varying levels of Bitcoin, but the odds are likely that you'll only get a few sats. 70% of spends won less than $1 of Bitcoin. While the rewards are worth very little, the silver lining is that you can play this for free every day without spending any money. It probably won't earn you much, but it's probably worth trying if you're going to be using the app anyway. The third and main way to earn Bitcoin here is by using the Fold debit card. Keep in mind there are two options here, the base card, which is free, and the Fold Plus card, which is $150 per year. I'll break down the key differences of each as we go. After signing up, you can fund your card with a bank account, set up a direct deposit, transfer from Venmo or Apple Cash, and soon fund with another debit card. Then, all you have to do is spend using your card. After each purchase, you'll have a limited window where you can spend the post-purchase wheel for Bitcoin rewards, the amount of which will depend on the purchase you made. For regular cardholders, you'll have to do this within 1 hour of your purchase, while Fold Plus cardholders will have 24 hours. Now this is where it starts to get confusing. The website says you can opt out of the spinning reward system to get a fixed 1 to 1.5% back in Bitcoin, presumably earning the higher amount on the Fold Plus card. However, I was only given a flat 0.25% back in Bitcoin and had to spin the wheel to get anything more. Whether their website is out of date, I'm not sure, but this essentially forces you to spin the wheel to get any decent spending rewards. I'll also mention that they say you have to have the Fold Plus card to be eligible to win the 100% back prize in Bitcoin on the wheel, but I was eligible for that as a regular Fold card holder. So again, not sure if that's out of date or what's going on there. Of course, not that it really matters because again, the odds of winning any significant Bitcoin rewards are incredibly low. Just like the free daily prize wheel, the purchase rewards wheel changes every month or two. On screen, you can see the current prizes and the odds of winning each one after a purchase. Unfortunately, it's been a long time since I took statistics, so I don't remember how to calculate average rewards for a purchase or anything like that. But there are a few things worth pointing out here. First, you have some miscellaneous prizes that reward you a fixed number of sats instead of a percentage back. For reference, at current prices, it takes over 2,000 satoshis to make $1. So it's unlikely that you'll even get $1 of Bitcoin from these prizes, and you have about a 25% chance of winning them. So 1 in every 4 spends is practically worthless. Next is a deposit bonus, but you have to have deposited over $5,000 in the last 30 days, which I imagine is more than most people will do. If you don't meet that minimum, you just get 0.25% back. The bulk of the prizes are the spending bonuses, which will reward you as a percentage back of your purchase in Bitcoin. These are the ones you want, but the odds are not in your favor. Taking a look at the odds, there's a 54% chance that you earn 1.5% back or less. This is not worth it in my opinion, because I could just use a fixed cashback credit card to guarantee myself 1.5 or 2% back and put those savings directly into Bitcoin. So already, we're at a total of a 79% chance that you earn a maximum of 1.5% back on your spending, with rewards skewing heavily to the lower end. And unfortunately, if you're in the lucky 20% of spends that earn a higher reward, they have caps on how much you can actually get back in Bitcoin. Each reward has a maximum dollar value that you can win, which sucks if you're spending on high value purchases, and you're only eligible to win these prizes one time. Finally, even if you win these so-called jackpot prizes of $5 or $50, you'll only earn as much as your purchase cost in the first place. So if you win the $50 prize on a $3 purchase, you only get $3 in Bitcoin. Finally, it's important to note that you must also earn over $20 in Bitcoin in order to withdraw, and you can only withdraw your balance after having it for 30 days. Ultimately, even if you use this card religiously for every single purchase, odds are that you're going to average 1% back or less in Bitcoin rewards. And even then, I prefer to have a fixed 1% reward that I know I'll earn with every single dollar spent, instead of crossing my fingers and hoping for the best with every spin of the wheel. So I personally don't find this card to be worth it unless you just like the game of spinning the wheel. Surprisingly, Coinbase has one of the better crypto debit cards out there. Plus, it's super simple and available in all US states except Hawaii. With this one, you can load your Coinbase debit card with fiat and tons of other supported currencies, spending whichever one you prefer for your purchases. However, it should be noted if you spend or execute an ATM withdrawal with anything besides fiat or USDC with this card, you will be charged a 2.49% fee. On top of this, Coinbase will include a spread during the conversion, meaning you'll probably end up selling it for a little less than market price. But the good news is, if you stick with fiat or USDC, you can earn an effortless 1 to 4% on your spending. You just have to select which asset you want to be rewarded in, with 4% rewards if you get paid in Stellar Lumens, the Graph, AMP, or Rally. You'll get just 1% back if you get paid in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, or DAI. The best option here may be to select the 4% rewards categories and immediately exchange them into Bitcoin or another preferred asset upon receipt. While Coinbase has less than ideal trading fees, you'll still net almost 4% in crypto rewards on your spending. And that's about it for this one, as it's a solid, no-frills crypto debit card. The last word of advice I'll give here is that if you're transferring dollars to this card for spending, be sure to do a bank transfer instead of a debit card top-up so that you can avoid the fees involved. The last card is a new one to me, and that's the Wirex debit card. Wirex is an exchange, interest, and debit card platform that started in Asia and Europe and has recently become available in the US. I did some poking around on their app after signing up, and I don't think the exchange features are anything to write home about. While they advertise no fees and OTC rates, they still have a decent price spread that could be beaten by using Gemini Active Trader, which is my preferred exchange. Furthermore, it doesn't look like the crypto earn feature, which they called X accounts, is available in the US. This means you won't be able to earn any yield on your assets in the app unless you download their dedicated DeFi wallet and move your assets over there, which also has limited options, probably not worth pursuing. As always, quick plug here, my favorite choice for earning yield on crypto is Celsius Network, which you can find in the link below to get $50 of free Bitcoin in the process. So overall, it's clear that they're still building out their products for US users, but the debit card is available and definitely worth looking into. The Wirex Visa card can be topped up with crypto or fiat, with no fees if you choose to spend crypto. Every dollar spent will earn up to 8% back in crypto. But with all those asterisks, we have to take a closer look. Wirex is using a paid tier system, with higher tiers getting higher rewards. The standard base tier is free and gives you 2% back on all purchases, but only when spent in store, which means no online purchases. So if you're looking for a free option, Coinbase still wins out here by a little bit. The middle premium tier is $9.99 per month, but earns 4% back on both online and in-person purchases. Again, the Coinbase card still wins out here because it's free. But things change with the highest elite tier, which comes with a hefty $29.99 monthly fee. However, that fee will get you 8% back on all purchases, which is larger than we've seen anywhere else. Now, the only catch is you have to pay this monthly fee with X points, which is their native loyalty token. You can buy these in-app with debit card, credit card, or crypto, which is just one extra step to pay your membership fees. The crypto-backed rewards are also paid to you in these X points, which you then must exchange within the app for the crypto of your choosing. And again, there are some price spreads, you'll be limited to their supported assets, and you'll have to pay withdrawal fees to move your assets elsewhere. But you should still net over 7% back when it's all said and done. So ultimately, to get the most crypto back on your debit card spending with the lowest costs, your options are either the Coinbase card or the Wirex card. Coinbase is the cheap, easy, and simple option for 4% back. Wirex is the better choice for 8% back, but you'll have to make sure that you're spending enough money every month to make up for that $30 monthly fee. It will take $375 of spending to get back that $30 fee and break even with 8% back rewards. But you would have already earned $15 at that point with a 4% back on the Coinbase card. That means you have to spend at least $750 per month to beat out the Coinbase card, and anything after that will earn you the highest possible rewards if you go with Wirex. So the choice with the highest potential really depends on how much you expect to spend each month using one of these cards. I will personally be trying out the Wirex debit card with the Elite membership for a couple of months to see if it turns out to be as good as it sounds. I'll use it for my big regular expenses like quarterly tax payments and rent, where I'm prevented from using a credit card because of fees. This should at least give me some substantial crypto back in areas where I'm not currently earning anything. And if it works out, I'll start putting more of my regular purchases here instead of on cashback credit cards. If you want to do the same, I'll leave a referral link below, which doesn't offer too much, but you can get up to $10 in X points for getting started there. Ultimately though, I much prefer credit cards for this kind of stuff, and I'm looking forward to putting together a crypto rewards credit card video just like this one. So be sure to subscribe to catch that when it comes, and leave me a comment below if you want me to revisit the Wirex card in the future. Otherwise, you can check out my current credit card portfolio right here to see how I earn about $100 a month in cash back. I'll see you in the next video.